When I think about a Volvo, I think of dependability, I think of class, I think of, especially from being here, exceptional customer service. My name is Shaughan Whalen and I am sort of retired. I perform civil wedding ceremonies for my gig, and I have a Volvo now. Her name is Jitterbug. She has a license plate with Jitterbug on it, and because I danced professionally for so long, because there was a dance called the Jitterbug, so that is her name. I studied dance probably from the age of 4 on. I went to Grant MacEwan and took their dance program, and then I ended up living up in Dawson City in the Yukon, and I was a can-can dancer up there for a couple of seasons. I tore my groin muscle, so my splits were never the same again, and that was kind of the end of it. I couldn't do what I used to be able to do, but I still love it. I still dance around my house. As I said, I do civil wedding ceremonies, and I'm very passionate about doing that. My stepmother was a marriage commissioner in Canmore area, so she got a hold of me one day and said, you know, I think they're looking for a marriage commissioner in Leduc. And I said, great, that's sure. She said, no, I think you should apply. And that's what I did 18 years ago. And I'm still doing it. It's an honor and a privilege to be allowed to do that. So I take a lot of pride in getting better every year. And it's also perfect because I can schedule how much I want to work or how much I don't. I'm supposed to just do Leduc, but it's turned out that we do anywhere we want to go. I've done some crazy little tiny, there's a place called Empty Town, which is now a nudist colony, believe it or not. But it wasn't when I was doing weddings there, but it's just this funny little place in the middle of nowhere. I had a couple that I married there. They were doing it on horseback. I don't know why. The horse ran away. Then they had a horse standing up with them for the ring bearer. Again, I don't know, but he pooped on my feet. It's so cool, you know, you do them on mountains. People want you to go up in a helicopter with them and do it on a mountain. I haven't done one on an airplane yet, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that. I've done them at the airport. People have surprised people at the airport, and I have done them all sorts of places I couldn't find again if I had to. As I've gotten older, I've discovered that I've become quite a fanatic about animals. We go to Mexico in the winter, so I try and work with the rescues down there when I'm there, and I support a number of rescues here and volunteer if I can. I am a very fortunate mama and grandmother, and they have shown me a whole new side to myself that I didn't know that was there. The first time I became aware of a Volvo was when I was in high school, and I read a book, and the good guy in the book drove a Volvo, and he kept trying to break the Volvo. He called it Volvo bashing, and no matter what he did, the Volvo wouldn't break. And that always stuck with me. So over the years I have friends who've had Volvos, but I wasn't in the market. And then a good friend of ours in Winnipeg said he was selling his. He sent me a whole bunch of pictures of the Volvo, the interior, the exterior, the size. And I went, oh, I think that would be perfect for me. And now I own a Volvo. My Volvo really fits my lifestyle. I have the XC40, which is the perfect size for me. She's smaller. I still have that room in the back end though, which I love. I don't want a sedan or a car because I love the back end storage. It carries all my stuff without any issue, and if I have to haul stuff for one of the other vendors, I can do that. So she just is kind of perfect. Perfect size. Everything. I find my car to be so reliable, and here's why it matters. When you are traveling an hour and a half out to some small community or campground, there's nothing around you, you've got to know that you can get there and that you're going to be okay. And the gas mileage really matters too, because a lot of times there aren't gas stations between where I'm going and where I'm ending up. So I know how far I'm going to go. It's always right on when I worry about that. Yes, I can always count on it to get me there. The mileage is amazing, which I wasn't really expecting. And she's just a joy to drive. She just zips in and out. Well, she's very cute. So, you know, I think that's part of it. She's gray. I love gray. It's my favorite color. I love the lines of I love the back end of Volvos. I just love the way they sit and how polished they look from the back. From the front they do too, but I love the back. The warm steering wheel is my absolute favorite thing. I get in and it's warm and my bum's warm and I am in heaven. It's silly, but it's the little things, right?
Yes.
You know what, it's fun. I pull up at a light and there's not a ton of Volvos still out there that I see, so somebody will pull up beside me, either in another Volvo or not in a Volvo, and I get this. So it's really, I love your Volvo, thank you so much. So she's a classy little car, and I love her. One of the features that helped was I was driving with my park on. The dash is different than what I'm used to, so it took me a little while to figure out what that meant. I was having issues and it was making funny noise, and then the signs came up that said, like, you have an engine problem, and then you can go to the touch screen and it said you should probably get in because. So I brought it in, and sure enough there was an issue that we needed to fix, and I probably would have ignored it otherwise had it not kind of given me a bit more info. It's great. I've always liked, whenever I have a certain make of car, I like to work with the dealership. They know the car better, they don't put parts on that maybe shouldn't be on it. So anyway, this popped up, I brought it in, and I was blown away. The friendliness, and still when I come in I get a high, you know, that doesn't happen very often. The staff were just amazing. They made recommendations. Their pricing was right on the money. It included labor, everything, so there was no second guessing anything. And then it was the option, okay, this is what we think you should do, and this is what it could cost. If you're not comfortable right now, we can hold that off for a couple of months or 3 months. Bring it back in. Anytime I have an issue, I just pop in and they fix it or answer my question. This lovely lady at the reception desk, she's been delightful to deal with too. Just really upfront. When I think about a Volvo, I think of dependability. I think of class. I think of, especially from being here, exceptional customer service. I really feel like you get more than what you pay for. And a lot of that has to do with when it's on the back end as far as the dealership goes. That can make or break a car experience for me anyway. I would describe the dealership as first and foremost really welcoming when you get here. It's clean, which means a lot, but everybody says hello. There's tons of goodies to indulge in while you're waiting. No, I've never felt pressure when I've come in here, and that's not true for other dealerships. I've often felt that, you know, boy, you should really be buying that, you know. And I've never had that feeling here. It's really welcoming. Come to the dealership, talk to a salesperson, talk to anybody, and ask any questions you have, and I know that they'll answer honestly.